I have been watching Stellar's every move for well over the last year now because we have been in a completely new era of crypto. It's an era where payments, tokenization, institutional DeFi, all of these huge things that we have talked about for quite some time are now becoming a reality. And some of these networks like Stellar are being tapped into by these big players in a huge way, which is clear confirmation that the new world of finance is upon us. We are witnessing a new financial system. We are witnessing the new rails of the financial system being tapped into. And I think that this is a very exciting time for crypto because it's reinforcing things that we have talked about for years and years, even though when we talked about them, people would say, oh, this is never going to happen, or they would call you crazy, or they would say it's, this, that, whatever. They would bring up FTX. They would bring up, all of the scams that are happening in crypto. And again, like if we think about the early phases of the internet, it's kind of very similar, right? And we're at the point where regulations are now becoming a reality. We already know what happened to the internet after there was clear regulations for the internet as well. We are in a very interesting phase of crypto. And it's a phase that a lot of these networks and a lot of these projects were preparing for when everyone laughed and said that it was not going to happen. So let's talk about a few things. Let's first start off with some stats around Stellar, just to kind of give us a clear confirmation of how much growth there is around Stellar. So recently on November 14th, there was a great post from ChainSpect, which was Stellar org continues to grow. On November 13th, Stellar processed 14.92 million transactions. That's 173 transactions every single second throughout the entire day. The 15 million mark is closer than ever. Now you might be wondering, why are we seeing so much, use of Stellar right now? Well, it's because of all of the recent stablecoin initiatives. It's all of the recent integrations and partnerships. And again, this is something that I've been talking about, even though the market has been in a downtrend for well over 10 months. We are still witnessing major growth, major use, and big players tapping into projects like Stellar. And it's not just the fact that we are seeing it, but we could literally look at the data and track it. And we are now witnessing major growth happening around transactions, which is clearly confirming that we are witnessing major utilization of the underlying network. Over the last couple of days, it has come to my attention that we are now witnessing more and more users having money frozen on exchanges like MEXC. This is a big issue, and it's an issue that plagues the crypto space. It's at a time where these exchanges are not fully regulated. It's a big issue. This is why when I've always mentioned, if you wanted to hold your crypto in custody, it could be cold storage. It doesn't matter where you are holding it. Never hold it on these exchanges. Now, I will say iTrust Capital does offer a premium custody account, which provides you institutional grade custody. This is a US-based company with live client service and support. And you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 on this platform, which is a closed loop system that is extremely secure with low fees. We could also see here that iTrust Capital does provide you with every single thing that you possibly need when you are buying, selling, or holding crypto on their platform. If you guys do want to sign up with a premium custody account today, you guys are more so welcome to do so through my link that is down in the description below. If you deposit $1,000, you get a $100 funding bonus on top of it. And with that being said, let's jump back on into the video. Now also DeFi. DeFi on Stellar just hit a high back in October. We're now pretty flat. We're steady here, right? At about $140 million for TVL. This might not seem like a lot for, XLM because we're over $13 billion in, market cap. But this is very good compared to some of the other top networks. We just talked about this actually with XRP only having about like $77 million in TVL. So this is very good. We're also starting to see stablecoins on Stellar growing as well, over $260+ million tied back to stablecoins. And there is so many protocols already on Stellar as well, over 16 currently. A lot of these growing in like the last 30 days, so we'd like to see that. But the main focus here is that almost everything is up on Stellar. The only thing that's not up is price action, which we will get there. Now, looking into Stellar itself around tokenization and stablecoin initiatives, we have tokenized RWA value over 650+ million, up about 2.5% in the last 30 days. Stablecoin market cap, almost 300 million, up about almost 12%. And then if we're looking at stablecoin holders, over 567,000. We love this. This is incredible. And, just looking at where some of the growth is coming from, we're starting to see some new launches on Stellar around, tokenized value. Like for example, Paxos, they're bringing their stablecoin to Stellar. This is up 222%. Spiko bringing 4 new RWAs to Stellar, up over 1,000+%. This is because they are fresh launches. AUDC is up 87+%. So stablecoins are starting to grow here, and we could see, what Spiko is bringing. This is the US T-bills money market fund. This is about $10+ million. We also have the EU T-bills money market fund. This is actually down a little bit. We also have a few other things launching here. This is the PayPal USD stablecoin from Paxos. This is around like $7+ million. If we're scrolling down the list here, we have 3 pages of tokenized assets. Here we have Spiko Cash and Carry. This has no value just yet, but there's a few other ones here as well that we could track. Here's a 3rd page. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't have a value tied back to them just yet, but I would assume that soon that value will start to pick up. But this is incredible. I mean, we have 32 tokenized assets on chain already. In terms of stablecoins, we could see these stablecoins as well. I mean, it's insane to look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stablecoins on this page. And then on the next page, we have 2 additional. So 14 stablecoins in total on Stellar. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We are witnessing some significant growth here for Stellar. The expansions, the major moves, we love this. Now, on top of that, we just got another big announcement from Stellar on the 11th, which was Turbo Energy tapped Stellar to tokenize clean energy financing, opening up faster, more accessible funding for the infrastructure projects that'll help move the needle on sustainability. Here we have the announcement. This is with Taurus. So Taurus actually partnered up with Stellar a long time ago. So this is just expanding on that partnership, but we have the future of climate finance needs to be as efficient as the clean energy it funds. New transparent ways to finance on-site clean energy deployments from Turbo Energy, Taurus, and SDF. And here we have Turbo Energy, Taurus, and Stellar join forces to tap into $74.43 billion EAAS market through tokenization of hybrid renewable energy projects. Here we have the full-on announcement. So this is Turbo Energy, a global provider of leading edge, AI optimized solar energy storage technologies and solutions. Today announced the launch of a project to tokenize financing for hybrid renewable energy installations in partnership with blockchain technology leaders Taurus SA and the Stellar Development Foundation. This initiative represents a first step in exploring new transparent ways to finance on-site clean energy deployments, beginning with a proof of concept at a supermarket in Spain. The energy as a service market is valued at $74+ billion and is projected to reach $145 billion by 2030. By integrating tokenization into clean energy financing, Turbo Energy and its partners are positioning themselves to unlock significant opportunities in this rapidly expanding market. The project will tokenize debt financing for on-site battery integrated power purchase agreements. The pilot deployment leverages Turbo Energy's proprietary Sunbox solar energy storage systems, which deliver renewable power directly to the site. This approach demonstrates a decentralized, scalable model with plans to expand across international markets under Turbo Energy Solutions and its new energy as a service model, a dedicated subsidiary that facilitates the financing of solar and battery projects to commercial and industrial customers adopting Turbo Energy technology. I'm very excited about this. Obviously, Taurus has their institutional grade tokenization platform, and Stellar's tapped in with it. So this is definitely a game changer. And we have down here that this initiative is a concrete application of blockchain in energy financing. We are combining real world solar storage infrastructure with blockchain technology to create a pathway for new revenue streams and wider access to sustainable investments. Partnering with Taurus and Stellar ensures that we meet the highest standards of security, scalability, and trust as we expand clean energy financing alternatives on chain. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. Obviously, this is a proof of concept right now. I'm sure that's going to be very, successful. And then we will start to see this really expand in a big way as well. So, great news, another great expansion, and also another clear confirmation of blockchain being utilized for real world applications. Very bullish news. Now, to build on top of this, we also got another big announcement, and you can probably already see them on chain as well, because I did see them when I was scrolling. Let me just refresh this real quick, and let's go down to Etherfuse. Here we have it, right? Looking at Etherfuse, we have about 2.8 million, 1 million, and I believe that there's one more, and I think it was on the second page. Yeah, second page, $310,000. You might be saying, well, Nick, what are you even talking about? Well, the main one that we are looking at here is this one up here, Etherfuse Seats, $2.8 million. What is this? Well, here we have Seats are Mexico's most widely used bonds. They're trusted by banks, funds, and millions of families, but until now, they have remained locked in legacy systems, off limits to anyone outside the brokerage circuit. That changed with stable bonds on Stellar.org. If you are in Mexico, you can move in and out of Seats with your bank account, send pesos and receive Seats, redeem whenever you choose, and the funds arrive in your account with the same clarity. The process respects the currency people actually use daily. Seats on Etherfuse yield over 6% APY, around 6 to 12 times more than a typical savings account. Stable bonds unlock that return with the same ease as sending a stablecoin. And this is now on Stellar. We could see the value being tracked here already. This is very, very bullish. I'm very excited about this. Obviously, when we are thinking about Stellar, we are watching as more and more announcements like this from Etherfuse, or even like this one with Turbo Energy. These are starting to pick up in such a big way. I'm so excited about this. And again, it's expanding the already very populated RWA ecosystem of Stellar. Here we have the RWA market map. We have oracles, interoperability, regulated exchange, and tokenization and management. We have yield, lending, DEXs, commodities, non-US debt, real estate, investment funds, or institutional funds, corporate bonds, equity funds, and US treasuries. I mean, guys, the list here is absolutely stacked. When we think about what Franklin Templeton did with Stellar. Obviously, yes, they are still one of the biggest names here. They have the most amount of RWA value on Stellar currently. What they did was they put Stellar on the map, okay? And since then, we have witnessed non-stop growth for Stellar. We're constantly seeing new products tap in. We're constantly seeing more development happening around Stellar as well. I mean, we just got this one just the other day, right? This is powered by Near Protocol's MPC network and Chain Signature's Templar protocol. They have now integrated with Stellar, making cross-chain lending and borrowing easy on Stellar. Like, we're seeing so many announcements around DeFi and RWA tokenization use cases and stablecoin use cases. We're seeing so many of these announcements happening constantly. I am very bullish on the future outlook for Stellar because, again, adoption is not slowing down. Even when the market is down, we are still seeing adoption picking up. The long-term view here, tokenization is not going to stop. Stablecoins are not going to stop. These things are going to constantly evolve, constantly grow, and become much bigger. And they are going to support the underlying network that they are on. Stellar is going to see increased adoption. It's going to see increased value moving on the network. This should get everyone that holds XLM very excited about the future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.